Okay, oops, that's not what I want to look at right now. Whew. Okay, well, we've been doing this for a while now. Let's see here. Let's quick do a couple more of these tests and see what we need to do. So let's see here. When GPA is less than, remember to remove the add ignore now. When GPA is less than 0, print error message. So it's kind of like this one, but now we want to have a GPA which is a valid double, but is less than 0, minus 1.0. Oops. Let's give it a run. Okay, it didn't issue the error message. So what can we do to make it issue the error message? Yeah, so if what? GPA is less than 0.0 or GPA is greater than 4.0, then really do this thing again. Oh, actually, I'm going to just inline that. Okay, sorry. If you do refactor inline, so that takes this this error message variable here, the value of it, and it says we don't need this variable anymore. Just replace all usages of that variable with the value, like that. Well, we'll print an error message because we call print usage and exit. Okay. Good call. Yay, there's that one. Actually, so I did a bad thing. We were only testing this, and that's all we should write the code for. Well, no, right? Now, why is that? Red, green, refactor. If I didn't, if I did both test cases, if I implemented both, then when I have this, sorry here, I'll do this, I'll go back and I'll add that back, oops, I'll add this back. Everything's green again. That's not, oh, so ignoring it, thank you. Double clicking on it will navigate to it. Okay, sorry. That'll work. Everything's green again. It's not red, green, refactor. Is that a problem? I don't know. Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Uncle Bob would be crying. Uncle Bob would be like, I don't care. Go eat a bratwurst or something. I don't know. It seems so trivial, except... Exactly. You don't have confidence in the test. If you don't see it fail, do you really know that's testing the right thing? Well, if you fat-fingered something and what? You could use code coverage. Are we using code coverage right now? Nope. But this gives you code coverage, right? Because you have all your unit tests, so you're doing it incrementally. I agree. Sort of like if but this is one of the reasons why this is some of the discipline that's enforced by pair programming. Because your pair would be like, are you really sure you want to do that? And then you'd be like, okay, fine, yeah, give it a try. It's that checks and balances. Because when it's just yourself, it's easier to cut corners. And when you cut corners, sometimes it goes faster, but sometimes you miss something, sometimes you make a mistake. So if you're being really disciplined, and I would recommend that for you guys, you're here to learn and sort of like do the discipline. So force yourself to take those baby steps, even though it might seem annoying. It might be like, I just I just spent an extra 30 seconds of my life having to write that other test. I think it pays off in the end though. So yeah. So it's like strictly speaking, as you're learning, just to take the discipline to just go in these little incremental steps, you'll get there at the end. Okay. GPA. Anything more on GPA? I think we've got GPA all squared away. Let me quick check that in. So let's see here, validate GPA between 1.0 and 4.0. Okay. Oh my gosh. Are we there yet? We've got classes. What can we validate about classes? Anything?
They exist. They're on the line. Enter that argument. Structures are that you can make yours.
That you can make a student? Oh yeah, we haven't done that yet. Yeah, we'll get there in just a minute. All right, what can we validate about classes? I don't know. We could do the non-ASCII. Take filmography of Hans. Is 0 classes valid?
Yes.
Ah, we should probably test that then.
0 or more classes.
Without duplicates.
No, what about duplicates?
I don't know.
Yeah. Simon doesn't say, so you can do it, you can. You ask the teacher, is there going to be a test for this? And then you write it. But yeah, it's a good point. But I mean, I like the way you're thinking. It's like, hey, what are some of the weird cases that we need to think about? But like 0 classes is valid. We did 1,000 arguments. Yeah, let's just do this. Assert that arguments are valid. So name, valid gender, male, valid GPA, 3.45, 0 classes. Is that right? Am I missing anything? What? Well, so like, let's just focus on this one that we're doing right now. Take some time. So that failed. Why did that fail? I want to understand why that failed. And I wanted to print the error message. So assert that. Let's see here, Control P, which is code. No, navigate. I don't know what it is. View. I don't know what the menu item is, but if you do Command P, it tells you the parameters of your method. And see that this method is overloaded, and one of them, and 2 of them, the first argument is a string that's the reason. So it's like when it failed, here's why it failed. And so what I want to do is that when it does fail, I want to print out the contents of standard error, meaning that because it's like, gosh, I expected the error code, I expected the exit code to be 0. It's not. What was written in standard error? So now when I run it, it tells me. It says, okay, not enough command line arguments. That ain't right, right? Because I mean, we believe. Let's go back to the student test here. Let's go back to the test method. This should be valid, right? Okay, so there's something wrong in our code. We found a bug. Hey, check it out. And actually, I think it's more accurate to say we found an invalid assumption that we had made, which is the same thing as a bug. So let's go to our main method. So is that right? No, it's like if it's less than 3, not enough command line arguments. Let's give it a run. Okay, things are passing. All the tests are passing. Now you said something about having to change some of our tests. I want to tell me more about that. Because you're right. Gosh, are some of our tests now invalid? Because we've been saying all along, need at least 6 command line arguments. Now everything's still passing, but is that still right? Now that we've learned this new thing. I mean, here, you had to watch me like mistype 4, 5, 6 27 times. That's unfortunate. What should we do? Is it okay? Does it hurt? Yeah, I don't know. Are we okay? I think so too. It's also getting late. I want to go home. Which is why you should always take frequent breaks, and when you're tired, finish and pick it back up again. Okay, awesome. Classes. Anything else about classes that we need to validate? I'm not thinking so. Okay, are we done? Well, we've validated all the command line arguments, but oh yeah, when you run it with the above command line arguments, it should result in output like this. So like this is like the big thing for this project is generating like this string right here. So let's just write a test for that. So test, what was it? Public void, example from assignment. Okay, so let's see here. I don't think I can use one of my fancy things because it's not just command line parsing. Let's get all this stuff here. Oh, do you see what happened there? When I cut and paste from Acrobat Reader in here, when I pasted it was just smart paste, and it pasted it converted the quotes and double quotes and stuff. IntelliJ, you're so awesome. I don't need it here, but I don't blame you, IntelliJ. From systems, Java, I don't need this new line. Okay, oh, I want to get the result there, so chapter variable. And let's see here, what do we expect? Well, first of all, we expect that the result, the exit code is 0, right? Everybody should be happy about this. That's beautiful, wonderful input. And then also assert that, result.get standard out contains string this. Oh, what was that all about? There you go, paste it into a string. Dave has a GPA of 3.64, is taking 3 classes. Algorithms, operating, there's not really a new line there. Operating systems and Java, he says this class is too much work. There's no new line, but those quotes are valid. Okay. Cool, what do we need to do to make this pass? Okay, blew up red, like we'd expect. Okay, we wanted this like big old string, but it says nothing. Okay, let's go figure out what we need to do. Looking back in the assignment, there it goes. It should parse the command line and print the description of the toString to standard out by evoking its toString method. Okay, so let's see here. So we need to say student. So we're going to create ourselves a new student. Student equals new student. Oops, I don't know what that was all about. Student. Control P. Okay, so string name. Oh, classes. Oh, there's no name. Okay. Well, let's create a name variable. So name equals args 0. What's the next one? Classes. Array list of classes. Okay, what's an array list? Create local variable classes. Okay. What else is here? Oh, GPA. Hey, I've got one of those. And then gender. Okay. Oh, and look, all those warnings go away. Oh, there's like an error here. What is it saying? Error. Classes might not have been initialized. Yeah, no kidding. Array list. Okay, so we create a new student, and then we want to say system.out.println student.toString. Okay. Let's give it a whirl. Ah, right. The array list is empty, expected a string containing blah, 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 all that stuff, but was null. Okay. What was it?
I think we've been
No,
implementing two string.
yeah.
Oh, implement two string. Okay, great. Oh, yep, that would do it. Okay. What do we need to do to implement two string here?
Return string. Too much work, this class is too much work.
That's about it. Says.
Oh, okay, that's a good point. Yeah, says it's kind of all messed up. Yeah, I think I'm okay with just sort of saying. Okay. Oops, what did I just do there? There we go. Yeah, stop. Okay. Okay, so what needs to be in the two string? So if I want, Dave has a GPA of blah and is taking blah, 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 he says that. What do I need to do here? Yep, definitely some string concatenation. I want to start with the name, right? This dot name. Oh wait, there was a get name method? No, it's just called get name method. Okay. Has a GPA of, or is there a get GPA? No, lame. It probably should be. Create the method. Oh, and I did option enter to autofix. I want to create a method called GPA, string GPA, string GPA. Sorry, what?
They had an option to create getter.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's probably what I wanted, isn't it? Because that would do the double right. Yeah, I like that. Great getter. No. That's messed up. Oh, okay. I guess not. Not so unhappy. Okay. Has a GPA of blah. And is taking 3 classes?
I think it's the number, the number of the array.
Right. Classes. Oops. Oh, classes. There is no classes. Oh.
The length of the array.
Get classes. Well, no. This dot classes dot size. Oh, things are all messed up. Oh no, there's no class. Look it up here. Look at my constructor. I need to fill in some stuff. This dot classes equals classes. Create a field array list. I don't like that. I just want it to be a list. And I want to say, okay, good. So now I've got classes dot size, and is taking blah classes. And then, okay, I got to go through all the classes and separate with the commas. And maybe we'll just do that. And then plus dot, oh, new line. My gosh, it isn't fitting in my teleterm anymore. Okay. Plus, he says, end quote, period. Okay.
So is all this coding that we're doing is trying to pass one test, right? Does that mean
Yeah.
that test is too big?
I think
We're
so.
like implementing functions and constructors without doing tests.
Right, yeah, yes. So, yeah, I think it does mean it's too big. But, you know, we've gone this far. Let's see what happens. Right, and, you know, actually, so how did it feel when it's like,
We're doing all this coding and like,
Yeah. right, and so like all of a sudden it's like, wow, you know, it's been a minute and a half and I haven't run my unit tests. Right? Didn't it feel weird?
Oh, it felt good.
It's like, oh my god, we're making some progress finally. It's almost 9 o'clock at night. Okay, well, let's see here. I implemented all of that, and it still doesn't match. It doesn't even come close. It's a complete mess. Well, I got Dave has a GPA of 0.0, and he's taking 0 classes. Says in the class 2. It's like this. What a mess.
Did you finish the constructor?
Oh, did I finish the constructor? Good thinking. Oh yeah, right. And you know, if I look at my IntelliJ warnings, it's all been like, you've never used this parameter. You've never used this thing. Okay, good. This is good. So I need to say this dot GPA equals GPA, and this dot gender. Really? Oh, there's no gender. create field. Okay. Gender. Oh, and it's saying gender is assigned but never used. Oh. Gender. Wow. Where should we be using the gender?
It doesn't look like you need it.
He says.
Oh. Oh.
Oh. Okay. Good. Okay. Good. Okay. And then let's just have like get gender pronoun. If gender equals, ignore case, male, return he, else, return she. Okay. Okay, good to know. Any other warnings? Well, those IntelliJ warnings sure were helpful. Everything's green. IntelliJ is telling me that there are no warnings. One typo. Probably misspelling.
Class, like we look at it, the class.
Oh yeah, 0 classes. So not only do I need... Yeah, okay. See if we can make that a little prettier here. So instead of classes, let's have a method which is format classes. Oops, not the Canadian spelling. Oh, has it taken one code fragment? No, I don't want to replace that. Okay. And it's a list? No, I don't want it to be a list. I want it to be a string. And so now I want to say what? Let's have a string builder. SB equals new string builder. Let's make ourselves a pretty string. For string, let's see here, do I want to do that? No, I need to do, oh wait, is there, no, not anyway. So right, what do I want to do? I want to say for string class, which is a keyword, I can't use that, so C, stir, S, in this dot classes, do sb.append s, and then put a comma after it, and then return sb.toString. Oh, I'm gonna have a comma at the end. Okay, good deal. We probably should have read a test for this. Oh, it's getting so sloppy. But my gosh, I just want to go home. Yeah. So for
The SB just string plus the last.
Hmm?
period. Oh, and.
okay, so for int I equals 0 while less than this dot classes dot size I plus plus sb dot append this dot classes I sb dot append comma, oh wait, if I is less than then this dot classes dot size minus 1. How many thousands of times I've done that in my career? This. Delete that so it didn't work. Are we happier with this? What is it complaining about? This our class. Oh, it's not an array. Get I. Ah, I know. Yeah, I'm getting antsy. I haven't run my tests in a while. Still failing. Okay, so let's see here. What Dave has a GPA of 3.64 and is taking 0 classes. I haven't added him to the main method. Okay. Yep. Good point. Good point. Good point. Okay. Getting there. Getting there. Where's that main method? Oh, here we go. Okay. Yeah. Right. Classes. Classes. So what do we got to do? For int I equals, we got 0, 1, 2, 3. While I is less than args. Oops. Args.length. I plus plus. Classes.add arg I. Oh, it's got all sorts of highlights and stuff. Manual array collection copy. What are you telling me, IntelliJ? Replace with collections add all something or other? Let's see what that does. I don't understand that at all. Okay, never mind. I'm leaving it this way because I can read it, you know? Unchecked E as a member of raw type what now? Classes. Oh, classes should be an array list of string. Use generics. Nice. Okay, I got this one warning. And I want to suppress it, but anyway. Okay, so let's try that. Oh, okay, darn, what is it?
You got the class?
Nah, it's like he says this class, there's like this escape. So that's screwy. That's not right. So what's wrong with that? Oh, and Java? Okay, cool. So what do I need to do there? Where's that format classes? Okay, right. So if I is what, the second to last one? So that's classes dot size -2. Well, you get and. So you want the and after the second to last one? I don't remember. Good thing I have a test, so I don't actually really have to figure out what it means. Is that right? No, I'm not gonna, because we're going to try to. I don't think you're going to get it out of bounds. Okay, sorry. I'm getting fuzzy. This is why I should take a break. And Java. Oh, okay, wait. Otherwise. No? Do I need a space after and? Let's see what it does. Yeah, okay.
One class.
No, don't clap. That wasn't that impressive. Okay, well, it's getting late. Okay, well, we made that one work, and like, yeah, what was your first reaction? Does it work with one class? So are we done? No, and it's like, okay, right. So there's more stuff to write, but are you getting it? Does this make sense? No. So I mean, like, what have we seen? What have we learned? Okay, baby steps, right? Lots of little tests that we built up. We built it up over time, and we experimented. We learned about what our program was all about. We made a lot of decisions about how it's supposed to work. So, right, but the whole idea of test-driven development is you sort of ask yourself, what can go wrong? And then you sort of craft your code from that. So, this week, think about how that contrasts to how you're writing code now. If you're anything like me, I started out just like, okay, I write the whole thing first, and then go back and test. See how it's different. Anyway, sorry, we're not quite done yet, because we haven't talked about the assignment, so I'll go through that really quick. Thank you for staying. Let's do that now. So, project 2. So in the screencast for this week, I talk about the classes in the Java I/O package, and this second project builds upon the classes that you wrote in your first project to then write the contents of your airline, the airline and its flights, to a text file and read it back. So the whole idea is that you're going to exercise the Java I/O APIs. So in addition to the airline and flight classes that you wrote for your first project, there are 3 new classes for this project. It's called Text Dumper, which implements the airline dumper interface, which takes the contents of an airline, including its flights, and writes it to a text file. Format of the text file, completely up to you. Actually, it's part of the assignment to come up with a format of the text file that can then be read in by the text parser, which is a class that implements my airline parser interface. So it takes one of these text files, so the one that you wrote out, and reads it back in. This is all driven by a class called Project 2. This is your main class. It's got a main method. And it implements the same command line interface, but except there's a new option called -text file. So when the -text file option is present, there's after the -text file is the name of file where the airline is read from or written to. So the whole idea is that when -text file is present, your program reads the text file, creates the airline from it, creates a new flight from the arguments on the command line, adds it to the airline, and then writes it back out. Date and time is the same format. Oh, and by the way, it still has all of the same function from Project 1. It has the -print and the -readme. And if -text file isn't present, it should behave just like Project 1 did. I guess, and just to note, unless in case it's not obvious, if the file does not exist, create an empty airline and then add the what is basically the first flight to that airline. It's not an error if the file doesn't exist, because otherwise I have no way of bootstrapping your program. In addition to all the error handling that you did in Project 1, all of the command line parsing, everything like that, something now you need to you need to validate things like is the file, the format of the text file, good or bad. And also another test case to consider is if the name of the airline given on the command line is not the one that's found in the text file. And that's it. A small increment on your Project 1. It's due 2 weeks from tonight. Any questions? No? If not, okay. Thanks for kind of longer than I had wanted evening. Next week we are going to dive into pair programming. So if you've got a laptop, take a sprint. Keep posting in the community. Thank you very much. I'll have the videos up as quickly as I can.